Singapore. The name alone conjures up images of towering skyscrapers, gleaming streets, and a reputation for being impeccably clean. It's a place that feels like something straight out of the future, a city where technology and tradition collide. But beyond the pristine images painted by travel brochures and glossy websites, the truth about Singapore's first impressions might surprise you. In this video, we're going to peel back the layers of this fascinating city and uncover the reality of what it's really like to visit Singapore for the first time. Forget about the myths and stereotypes. Let's dive into the real first impressions that hit you the moment you step off the plane. The first shock? It's not as strict as you think. For many, the first thing they hear about Singapore are its strict rules and harsh laws. It's often the focus of the conversation, people mentioning things like fines for chewing gum, littering, or jaywalking. The stories are widespread, how a small infraction can lead to hefty penalties, and how the government is watching your every move. It's easy to be intimidated by these warnings. After all, who wouldn't be wary of a city that's been portrayed as a place where one misstep could land you in trouble? But here's the reality. Once you land in Singapore, you'll quickly realize that the city isn't a strict, oppressive regime. The fear of constant surveillance or an iron grip on every action is completely exaggerated. Yes, the laws are clear, and there are consequences for breaking them, but it's not about punishment. It's about creating a system that works seamlessly and efficiently for everyone. This is what allows Singapore to run with such impressive order and precision. The first shock you'll experience when you land in Singapore is how welcoming and easy the city feels. It's not like you're walking on eggshells, constantly worried about doing something wrong. In fact, it's just the opposite. The minute you step out of the airport, you're struck by how accessible and convenient everything is. Public transport works effortlessly. The MRT, Mass Rapid Transit system, is user-friendly, affordable, and connects every major part of the city, from the bustling city center to the more residential areas. The trains are clean, air-conditioned, and incredibly punctual, something that's often taken for granted in Singapore, but would be a dream for travelers in other major cities. Streets are clean and well-marked, and the signs are clear in multiple languages. The direction signs aren't just useful for locals. They're designed with the tourist in mind. The entire city seems to be structured around making your journey as smooth as possible. Whether you're walking down Orchard Road or exploring the lesser-known gems like East Coast Park, it feels like the system is guiding you gently, not enforcing anything with an iron fist. In essence, Singapore doesn't smother you with rules. Instead, it respects your freedom while ensuring that everything runs smoothly for everyone. It's a system that feels less like a city of restrictions and more like one that gently steers you in the right direction. A place where organization meets respect, and where the rules are simply the foundation for a seamless and enjoyable experience. The second shock, it's far more vibrant than you thought. When people talk about Singapore, the focus is often on its sleek modern image. You hear about iconic skyscrapers like the Marina Bay Sands or the futuristic gardens by the bay. And while these landmarks are undeniably impressive, they only tell part of the story. From the outside, Singapore may seem like a city defined by its glass and steel structures, polished, pristine, and cutting edge. But what many don't mention is that Singapore's charm runs far deeper than its architectural marvels. What really catches first-timers off guard is the vibrancy of the city, a vibrancy that contrasts sharply with its high-tech exterior. While the skyline dazzles with modernity, the soul of Singapore is woven into its diverse neighborhoods, where cultures, traditions, and histories from across the globe converge in a beautiful tapestry. It's these neighborhoods that breathe life into the city, and stepping into them is like entering a completely different world. Take Chinatown, for example. As you stroll down the bustling streets, you're enveloped by the rich history of early Chinese immigrants who shaped the city. The air is filled with the aroma of sizzling street food, the sounds of vendors calling out, and the colors of traditional red lanterns hanging above. It's not just a tourist stop, it's a living, breathing part of the city where Chinese heritage thrives. You can browse through the unique shops selling tea, antiques, and traditional crafts, or pop into one of the many hidden temples that transport you back in time. Then there's Little India, a neighborhood that seems to pulse with energy. As you wander through the vibrant streets, the colorful saris, the fragrance of jasmine flowers, and the lively chatter of locals create an unmistakable sense of authenticity. Here you can experience the hustle and bustle of the Indian community with its lively markets, spicy street food, and temples that have been standing for centuries. And don't miss Kampong Glam, Singapore's Malay and Arab quarter, where the magnificent Sultan Mosque dominates the skyline. The neighborhood blends rich Islamic history with a modern twist, where traditional shops sell intricate textiles, perfumes, and spices, juxtaposed with cool cafes and trendy boutiques. The true pulse of Singapore can also be felt through its cultural festivals. Whether it's the Deepavali festival, where the streets come alive with lights and colors in celebration of the Hindu Festival of Lights, or the Chinese New Year festivities with lion dances, vibrant parades, and firecrackers lighting up the night sky, Singapore is a city that celebrates its cultural diversity in the most joyous way possible. These events invite you to witness not just a city, but a lively celebration of life and tradition that goes far beyond what you might expect. So while Singapore's futuristic structures are certainly impressive, its true vibrancy lies in its neighborhoods, festivals, and the rich cultural mix that defines this incredible city. Stepping off the beaten path reveals an entirely different Singapore, one that is full of life, color, and warmth, waiting to be explored. The third shock: the people are warm and down to earth. When you think of Singapore, the first thing that might come to mind is its reputation for efficiency. The gleaming skyline, the spotless streets, and the precise order in which everything functions. It's all very impressive. But what truly surprises many first-time visitors is the city's warmth and the genuine hospitality of its people. Despite its polished and high-tech image, Singapore is far from cold or robotic. In fact, you'll find that the locals are incredibly friendly, ready to help, and eager to engage with visitors in a way that will leave you pleasantly surprised. Singaporeans are proud of their culture, and they love to share it with others. While they might be known for their professional demeanor, you'll quickly realize that they're also down-to-earth and approachable. Whether you're lost in the maze of the MRT stations or trying to figure out what to order at a hawker center, you'll find that people are more than willing to lend a hand. Locals take pride in their city, but they're not so caught up in their own world that they ignore others. One of the best places to experience this warmth is at hawker centers, the beating heart of Singapore's food culture. These open-air food courts are not just places to grab a quick bite. They are vibrant hubs where people from all walks of life come together to eat, chat, and enjoy the best and cheapest local dishes. From char kway teow to laksa, the variety of food on offer reflects Singapore's rich multicultural heritage, with Chinese, Malay, and Indian flavors all blending seamlessly into one. What really makes these hawker centers stand out, though, is the sense of community. As you sit down with a plate of satay or a bowl of Hainanese chicken rice, you'll notice that you're not just eating alone. You're sharing the space with locals, expats, and fellow travelers. It's a place where the barriers between locals and tourists fade, and everyone bonds over a shared love for good food. The conversations are casual, often lively, and always welcoming. Singaporeans are always happy to offer tips on the best places to eat or tell you about the history behind the dish you're savoring. While Singapore might look flawless on the outside, it's the connections you make with its people that will leave the deepest impression. Beneath the sleek, modern exterior, you'll find a warm, genuine side to the city, one that thrives on human interaction and community spirit. The people of Singapore are far from aloof. They are engaged, approachable, and proud to welcome you into their vibrant world. And that's what makes Singapore not just a city of impressive sights, but a place where human connections and shared experiences are at the heart of everything. The fourth shock: it's one of the greenest cities on earth. When most people think of Singapore, they often envision a bustling metropolis filled with towering skyscrapers, shopping malls, and futuristic architecture. Nature is probably not the first thing that comes to mind. However, the fourth shock that awaits many visitors is the incredible amount of green space in a city that, at first glance, appears so urbanized. What many don't realize is that Singapore is actually a global leader in sustainability and environmental innovation. As you explore the city, you'll quickly notice the seamless blend of nature and technology. Singapore is a city that's not just designed for the future, it's designed with the future of the planet in mind. The city's commitment to sustainability is everywhere, from its iconic green rooftops to its sprawling nature reserves. It's almost like nature is woven into the very fabric of the city, making it a living example of how modern urban spaces can thrive while respecting the environment. Take the Singapore Botanic Gardens, for instance. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, this 160-year-old garden offers an extraordinary variety of plants and wildlife in the heart of the city. But the Botanic Gardens is just the start of Singapore's extensive network of parks and green spaces. You don't need to travel far to find lush greenery. In fact, you're never far from a park or nature reserve, no matter where you are in the city. Whether you're walking down a street in the central business district or exploring the residential neighborhoods, you're likely to come across a green oasis nestled between buildings, offering a peaceful retreat from the urban hustle and bustle. Singapore has gone above and beyond in incorporating nature into every part of urban life. It's not unusual to see gardens on top of buildings or even vertical gardens cascading down the sides of skyscrapers. The city's Marina Bay Sands, with its famous rooftop garden, is a striking example of how greenery can coexist with high-rise buildings. Similarly, the Gardens by the Bay, one of Singapore's most famous landmarks, features giant tree-like structures that collect solar energy and help cool the environment, showcasing how nature and technology can work in harmony. But it's not just about iconic landmarks. Singapore has more parks and green spaces per square mile than many other major cities around the world. These green spaces are integrated into daily life in a way that is both functional and beautiful. Tree-lined walkways, green corridors, and eco-friendly buildings with sustainable designs are all part of the city's strategy to create a livable, green urban environment. As you stroll through the city, you'll be pleasantly surprised by how often nature is just a stone's throw away. Whether you're wandering through a tropical garden, relaxing by a waterfront park, or even admiring the greenery surrounding modern offices, you'll realize that Singapore is much more than a technological marvel. It's a model for sustainable urban living, showing the world that it's possible to thrive in harmony with the environment. The fifth shock, it's the food paradise. You never expected, when people talk about Singapore, one of the first things that comes up is often its food scene. While it's widely known as a food lover's paradise, it's not until you land in the city and actually experience it that you realize just how true this reputation really is. Singapore's culinary offerings are much more than just a collection of trendy restaurants and upscale dining. What truly sets this city apart is its deep-rooted culinary tradition, one that's shaped by centuries of multicultural influences from Chinese, Malay, Indian, and Arab cultures. The food scene here tells a story of Singapore itself, a place where diversity, history, and culture come together in every bite. Singapore's food isn't just about fine dining or street food. It's about a culinary journey that reflects the melting pot of cultures within the city. Whether you're savoring chicken rice, the national dish, digging into a plate of spicy chili crab, or enjoying the sweetness of chendol, the variety of flavors is endless. You might start with a simple, comforting bowl of noodles, move on to a rich and spicy curry, and then finish with something cool and sweet. A perfect example of how the city's multicultural identity is expressed through food. One of the biggest surprises? The affordability. While Singapore has a reputation for being a high-end, luxurious city, the local food is refreshingly affordable. In fact, you can indulge in a satisfying meal for under $5. From bustling hawker centers to small neighborhood stalls, the food is so delicious and accessible that you'll find yourself coming back for more, day after day. The hawker centers, which are open-air food courts that serve an incredible variety of local dishes, are a true Singaporean experience. These vibrant hubs are packed with friendly vendors, serving up freshly made meals, and the atmosphere is always bustling and lively. Here, everyone, locals and tourists alike, gathers to enjoy authentic, affordable, and delicious food in a communal setting. But beyond just taste, the personal connection that Singaporeans have to their food is what will truly leave an impression on you. Food is a matter of pride and identity. Each dish has its own story, and many have been passed down through generations. For Singaporeans, food isn't simply sustenance, it's a celebration of culture. The locals are proud of their culinary heritage, and they're more than happy to share it with you, whether it's explaining the history behind a particular dish or giving you tips on where to get the best laksa or kaya toast. So when you think of Singapore, don't just imagine towering skyscrapers and shiny shopping malls. The true heart of the city lies in its food, where each meal is a testament to Singapore's multicultural roots and its deep respect for the culinary traditions that have shaped its identity. Whether you're at a Michelin-starred restaurant or a humble hawker stall, the food here is not just a meal, it's an experience, a celebration, and a taste of history all in one. The final shock. It's easier to navigate than you thought. When you think about traveling in Asia, you've probably heard the stories, the bustling crowds, the confusing transit systems, and the overwhelming maze of streets that can leave any traveler feeling lost. But Singapore breaks that mold completely. In fact, it might just be one of the easiest cities to navigate in the entire region. From its exceptional safety to its flawless public transportation, Singapore makes getting around not only simple but incredibly comfortable. For starters, safety is a huge relief. The city is known for its low crime rate, and as a visitor, you'll quickly notice how safe and welcoming the environment feels. Walking down the streets, even at night, you won't feel any unease. The well-lit avenues and friendly atmosphere make Singapore feel like an extension of your living room. A city where locals and tourists alike can roam freely without worry. The level of security is invisible, allowing you to focus on the experience, not your safety. Next, there's the cleanliness. Singapore's commitment to cleanliness is legendary, and it's not just confined to the touristy areas. The entire city is remarkably tidy, and that same standard is upheld in its public spaces and transportation systems. Whether you're walking through a park, waiting at a bus stop, or navigating the streets, the sense of order and cleanliness will catch you by surprise. It's almost as if the city has an unwritten rule. Keep it spotless. You'll find yourself marveling at how effortlessly clean everything is, and this extends to public transportation as well. The MRT, Mass Rapid Transit System, is an absolute game changer. Efficient, affordable, and incredibly user-friendly, it's one of the easiest public transport systems to master, even if it's your first time visiting. The MRT stations are designed to be straightforward, with clear signage and easy-to-follow routes that make getting from point A to point B a breeze. And unlike many transit systems around the world, Singapore's MRT is immaculate. The stations are air-conditioned, making them a cool respite from the tropical heat. Even the public restrooms are pristine, which is rare in many major cities worldwide. The trains themselves are clean, quiet, and run on time, always. The level of convenience and comfort offered by the system might even make you feel like you're in a well-oiled machine where every part just fits perfectly together. In short, navigating Singapore is a delight. From the low crime rate to the easy-to-use public transport system, you'll quickly realize that getting around this city is not only straightforward, but a pleasure. With a highly organized and efficient infrastructure, Singapore shows that urban living doesn't have to be chaotic or overwhelming. It can be smooth, safe, and immensely enjoyable. Whether you're hopping on the MRT to visit a new neighborhood or simply walking down the street to explore a hidden gem, you'll feel right at home in this city that's designed for comfort and ease. Conclusion: the real truth about Singapore's first impressions. So what's the truth about Singapore's shocking first impressions? It's not about rigid rules, sterile streets, or a cold, impersonal culture. In reality, Singapore is a city that beautifully blends modernity with tradition, warmth with efficiency, and nature with urban living. It's a place where the fast-paced, high-tech world meets rich, diverse heritage, creating a dynamic and welcoming atmosphere. The first moments you step into this city will challenge everything you thought you knew about it, and will leave you with a deeper appreciation for its uniqueness. What might initially seem like a city defined by rules and restrictions is, in fact, a place where balance and respect guide the way people live. The city embraces its deep-rooted cultural values while pushing the boundaries of innovation. From its breathtaking green spaces to its vibrant neighborhoods and genuinely friendly people, Singapore presents itself as a perfect example of how a modern city can flourish while respecting tradition and nature. Don't let the myths fool you. Singapore isn't a place of strict regulations. It's a place of balance, culture, warmth, and innovation. It's a city that invites you to explore and experience its many layers, from the vibrant food scene to its friendly locals and stunning green spaces. Every corner of Singapore has something unexpected to offer, and it's only when you dive in that you begin to truly understand what makes this city so remarkable. Ready to explore it for yourself? If you enjoyed this deep dive into the real Singapore, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what surprised you most about your first impressions of Singapore. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you won't miss our next adventure into the heart of amazing destinations.